This is the Planetary Potential Podcast for those who are eager to explore entrepreneurship, innovation, and cross-cultural communication in exciting and interesting places around the world. And now, here's your host, Andrew P. Rowan.
Welcome to episode 15 of season 1. What should I do with my life? This week, I sit down with Carolina Botto, co-founder and CEO of Join Us. In our interview, Carolina shares how she decided to become an architect, how she developed the concept for Join Us as her MBA thesis, and what's in store for the future of Join Us. An important reminder that opinions shared on this episode are those of individual guests. For more information, please visit www.andrewprowan.com/disclosures. Carolina and I also discuss how she came up with the idea for Join Us, what the biggest event has been thus far with 1.5 million people, and what the very first event on the platform was. So let's get started. With me is Carolina Botto. She is co-founder and CEO of Join Us, which is an events management and ticketing startup. We are in a co-working space in Miraflores. Welcome, Carolina.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, well, thanks for your time. It's great to be here and to learn more about you and Join Us. So talking about you first, I understand that your background is as an architect.
Yes.
Can you tell me what motivated you or what led you to become an architect?
Yeah, I decided, well, actually, when I was in school, it's you are in high school and you have to decide at 15, 16 years what you want to be in the future, So it was like a little bit frustrated for me at that time because I didn't I was like, oh my God, should I be a lawyer or maybe a doctor or maybe I don't know, administrator or what? So I was frustrated. I saw that all the people around me, they have decided. And I was like in the latest year of high school, and I haven't any idea what to be. So I knew I like a little bit more of maths, maybe arts. Didn't like that much language, but what to be? It was like, oh my God. So my mom tried to help me and she hired a psychologist and to do like a vocational test, something like that. So I thought that doing all the tests, it took me like 3 weeks, a lot of tests and a lot of things. But I thought at that time that she would come with a paper, and in the paper I would open it and it was like, you should be a lawyer, something like very like that.
Very specific.
Very specific. And I was going to, okay, this is my vocation. So I did the 3 weeks test, and when this psychologist came with this like envelope, I was like, yeah, tell me. So I quickly opened it and then I read it and it was like, you could be anything. Something like that.
So were you disappointed or frustrated or something else when you read it?
Well, actually, I crashed it. I like break the paper.
You ripped it up.
Because I was frustrated, and I went to my room and I was feeling like she scanned me, something like that.
You were tricked.
Yeah,
Like,
that I was tricked.
you didn't need to go through all those tests for them to say you can be whatever you want.
Yeah, it was like something like that, no?
Yeah.
You can be whatever you want. You have and I was like, imagine me and my frustration thinking, in this paper is like my future, if I'm going to be I don't know, lawyer or architect or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I opened it and it was like very frustrating. So I was also a teenage, so I crushed the paper and went to my room and started like getting frustrated there, and feel like, what is this? And then my mom came and she was like, but it is cool because you can be whatever. And I was like, I'm even more lost. Like I was like 2 weeks before I took all these tests. So at the end, I was like, okay, I'm in this trouble alone. I have to figure out how to solve it. And then I start like checking, what do I like to do? What careers do I have? And I remember I also got into a university because I got like in the first places.
Mhm.
We did like an exam in a school. It was a test exam,
Right.
but I did it like so great that the university told me like you can come here if you want. And I was like, okay. But before that, I started like thinking, what should I be? And I was like on my own trying to figure it out. And I saw this career and I kind of like arts.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I like math, geometry, and I like to create things, no? So I pull away, like for example, I once wanted to be a lawyer, but I tried to decide why do I wanted to be a lawyer, and I wanted to be a lawyer because I love to create how to solve any problem. No, I saw a movie. I remember that it was like Miracle in the 34th Street. It was a Christmas movie or whatever
Right.
about Mr. Pringle and Papa Noel, that is like Santa, and how do in the court they help him and let people know that he was Santa because he was saying he was Santa, but the lawyer didn't have anything to prove how he is Santa. Then it was like in the dollars, they have like something right there that is like in God we trust, and nobody has seen God, but the government put that in their money. So he looked that analogy and he said, we have all these people all the time that they think they're Santa. So if the government do this in their money, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. I want to be a lawyer. No, and of course I have a lot of things like that, but at the end, I realized that what I love is like to create.
Mm-hmm.
No. So I was checking all the careers and I checked this once. I didn't saw it that much as creating a house like that, or maybe I don't know, a building. But I saw the career as you can create whatever you want. Because if you're an architect, you work with engineers, with different people,
Yeah.
and you don't know how to create everything because you have like 6 years to study.
Yeah.
But you got the skills to create and to solve any problem. So, if, for example, tomorrow, I don't know, the government said me, you have to do a hospital. Maybe they didn't teach me how to do a hospital in school, but I have all what I need to start looking and see how can I solve this, you know?
So, did you specialize in residential or commercial architecture?
No, actually here is like it's architecture.
It's architecture.
It's very wide, it's open. And if you see, for example, what do architects do, they specialize in different things. So, for example, in landscaping, in illumination, in design of
Mm-hmm.
cell phones, cars, clothes, shoes, branding, graphic design, a lot of things. Because you have this idea of how to create things, no, and how to solve it with the teams.
Yeah, well, you certainly need vision, right, in order to
Yeah.
take your ideas and put them down on.
Yeah, of course.
As-
And vision and like how to work with other specialists on how to be like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I'm asking about you and what led you to be an architect is because today you're not an architect, right?
Well,
Or do you still consider yourself an architect?
yes, of course. I'm an architect. I'm doing some projects of architecture. Domingo, my husband, the co-founder, he's also an architect, and he's working like, I don't know how he has time, but he's also working as an architect sometimes. No, for example, he's doing some projects in India, like very big project. And with one hand and with the other hand, he's doing like joiners. I don't know how he split his time, but for example, one of his projects won like the international contest,
Mhm.
and it was like recognized in Berlin and whatever. And also a lot of people ask him, "How do you have time?" And they're like, "Well, if you check his laptop,
Yeah.
he sleep just 3 or 4 hours a day."
That's a good moment to ask, how did you convince him? Or was it the other way around? Did he convince you to start Join Us, or did you convince him?
No, actually, I was working. Well, I graduated from architecture. I started working with a famous architect here, And it was like amazing because I think he taught me how to solve problems like from the beginning. No, the first day I was practicing with him, and the first day he came and he was like, "Okay, we have a restaurant that we have to do in this place. Bye." And I was like, "What? What? A restaurant of what? How many people?" And I was like, at the beginning also frustrated because I was like, you are like my mentor. And I saw how all my friends, for example, that works in big company, the architect or whatever, design it in paper and they give them to, I don't know, pass into AutoCAD.
Right.
So you are like a drawer. Here I was like the first day with a white
Blank
screen.
canvas.
Yeah, and I was like, help me, no? And I was like frustrated because I tried to, no, but how? For example, he came the second day. Now we have to do a building. It's like 10 floors. Bye. And that's all the information that I got. And so I started to creating from the beginning, okay, how many apartments per floor and everything. So at the beginning, I was also frustrated, but then I think this working with him like launched me into the pool, and I had to swing.
So does that mean that you had to task yourself with reaching out to the client to get more information?
Yeah, I had to solve my problem by my own.
Okay. So
because if I was like, okay, I don't know what to do, I was with zero in information, with nothing. So I had to, okay, start doing whatever I need to get into this project and to solve it. No? And then after that, I work in Jambal. That was it's an international corporation. It's Peruvian, but it works in 12 countries. They sell like makeup, bijouterie, this kind of things, earrings, etc. And then it was because one day I received a call. I was in this architectural studio. It was amazing because if you have an idea, you can write in the walls. You can do whatever you want, no? And then they call me and we need you to be here. And I was like, but for what? I don't want to sell anything because it's like a door-to-door selling. And they told me, no, we need an architect. And I was like, an architect there? Why? I didn't get it, no. So they told me
this was a cosmetics company,
yes,
an accessories company.
Yeah, but they sell with these booklets, no. Catalogs, we call
Catalog, yeah.
catalogs, yeah. So we have a lot of ladies that sell. I thought they called me to sell, and I was like, I don't want to sell anything.
But they said, no, we need an architect.
We need an architect. So I was like more into very curious for what.
Yeah.
So I accepted to go into the first interview, and it was very funny because the first interview was with one guy that used to be my teacher in the university, and I was interviewing him about everything because I don't know anything about this. I just read something in Google, but why do you need an architect? And he started explaining me how everything works. So you have a master architect in France that he do more or less like that concept, and you have to get the whole project done, like in the country that you're working. So at the end, I passed like 6 interviews, and it was like they call me and they'd say, okay, you are the one that we have selected. And it was also funny because the first day that I went dressed like this, was with sneakers, jeans, and I saw the other guys and ladies, and they were all like with high heels, like very.
But what was the role itself? Like, what were your responsibilities for that position?
I entered there, and I was going to be a coordinator, coordinadora de proyectos, like a project coordinator. But then when they decided, okay, you're in, I was like, oh my God, I have this problem because I don't know exactly if I want to go there. So I like check everything, and I decided, I think I want to work there to see the other face, like of how it's to be in a big company in this bureaucratic process or everything. See, just
take a look.
Just take a look and see. So I decided, and I started working there I worked there for 4 years. I became a project manager. I have like to check all the projects that we have in Peru, Colombia, Mexico, and Ecuador. And all the projects, like offices that we need, like distribution centers that we need, maybe plants for makeups, for jewelry, for whatever.
Yeah.
And also these centers where the consultants, the ones who sells, need to have a space with, I don't know, with big places to start talking about their products or whatever. No, we call them opportunities, opportunity centers. So I was there for 4 years, from 24 to 28, but I also have this idea that I wanted to study something outside Peru. So I wanted to do a master because I wanted to study outside Peru. That's what it is. And then I was like getting better in that job. They keep like upgrading me. They keep like paying me more. And with, I don't know why I have this feeling when they say me, okay, we're gonna pay you more because of this. I was like a little bit sad because it was like, oh my God, you're like screwing me to the chair here, and I wanted to travel and to live and to do a master. And it's so great to work here that I'm afraid that I'm gonna be working here for 30 years and I'm not gonna do my master or live abroad or whatever. So at the end, the last one, I remember that they were like, "We need you. It's amazing. We're gonna give you this." I was like, I have to quit. Why? And my boss was amazing. Also, the owner of the company, Fernando, he's amazing. I work with them like
Yeah.
close, and also with her daughter. Now is a president, and I love how to do this people think, and it was like really amazing to work with them because they see like this whole company from above, and then I decided and asked my boss, and I said, I wanted to do this. I want to travel. I want to live because I don't want to do a master just to have a degree and do it here in my district. I want to live abroad. I had that
So
experience.
how did you pick Spain?
Because I was again checking what master should I do, and I was like, oh my God, I'm in blank again. So I see, and a lot of architects were doing like, I don't know, maybe a master in landscape, in lights, in design, in clothes, and the other were doing like an MBA. So I was like, I don't want to do an MBA because I really don't love that much like numbers and Excels, and it's like, ugh. For me, it's something that I don't like that much. And also, I don't want to get deeper in some specific architectural field. So I was like, oh my God, now I'm going to do a master in what? And I start searching. No, some psychology or everything this time. I start searching what is there. So I saw a master like in business innovation that was in the IED, that is the Instituto Europeo de Design, and it was meant for designers. No, so I started checking more about it, and it was all about innovation strategy, how to create like companies from design, how to solve problems. And I decided I want to do this one. I love it. And then Domingo, in that time he was my boyfriend, now he's my husband. He also wanted to do a master, but he has like from university he knew which master he was going to do. He was going to do his master in Madrid, that was in design, in European Design Lab. So when I quit, it was like, this is the time, we have to do it now. No, maybe we can go abroad. I don't care if we are or not in the same city or country, but this is the time for me. And he was like, okay, I think it's cool. It's a day for me. So he went into Madrid, and I checked this master, and you can have it in Italy or in Spain, no? But then I saw in Spain, and I wanted, I don't know why, Barcelona, because I love the city. But when I checked it, the master in Madrid was like more complete, let's say. So I was like, okay, this is the best one. I don't want to live in Madrid in that time, now out of Madrid. I want to be in Barcelona, but the master in Barcelona was not that complete that the other one. So it was like, okay, I'm going also into Madrid.
So you both went then?
So we both went. We studied in the IED, both, but different masters. But sometimes we're like 40 people there from different masters, and we have a lab that it was a co-working space, and we have classes and then we go into the lab. No, and so you knew about all the projects, what are happening in all the masters. You help them, you create and collaborate with them. They collaborate with me. I had this idea and this idea. What do you think? So it was amazing. And Domingo also helped me in this thesis project that I had to do, no? And then I was like, okay, I need a thesis. About what? And I was like, oh my God. So I was checking, and then I have like flashbacks. When I used to live in Lima, I always came out from Yamba like at Monday at 6 or 7, and I was like, what can I do? What should I do today at like Monday at 7 o'clock? So I start Googling it. Is there a concert? Is there a festival? Is there a talk? Is there whatever? Because I don't want to be in my house. I want to do something. And it was like a little bit difficult to find like what to do. So I was like getting, I don't know, a little tired of, okay, let's go to a cinema or let's go to eat. We have to, I know there are a lot of projects, but I don't know where they are. And the same happened to me when I, for example, I have Colombia, was one of my countries, and I went to Bogota, I don't know, 30 times a year. And I was also looking, what else? What can I do here in Bogota? No, it's like I have to do more than going into the Zona T and buy clothes and needs and all that touristic part. I knew it, so I had these all flashbacks. And once I was walking into Madrid with my friends, I saw like, it's funny because I saw like 2 zombies walking, and they were cool. Then I saw like 4 more, then 10. Then what is happening? And we went to zombies, like walking like this in the street. First 2, that was okay. They're going to a party. But then we keep on walking, and we saw 4 more, then 10. And then we went into the Plaza Callao, and then the plaza was full of zombies. And I was like, what is this? What is happening? Is this a movie? Because there were like many zombies in the city. And then I Googled it, and I saw that day was the zombie parade. No? So everybody is like so amazing. You dress up, and we were dressed like this, like normal human. And we were like, me and my friends, we were like 10. So sad because we didn't know about it. Of course, if we knew, we were prepared our costumes and everything. And then I decided, I remember this thesis to be my thesis, and I started creating this as a thesis. No, that it was join us. It was very different from what is now.
Yeah,
not that different because you have to.
So when you say thesis, what do you mean exactly? Like you had to come up with a business plan for a company, or did you have to research a particular industry?
Actually, what I wanted to solve is like, I wanted people to know what they can do in the city, because I was convinced that Lima was not boring. The problem was me. I didn't know what is happening, because information was like spreading different in papers, in Google, in Facebook, in, I don't know, your friend's agenda. So it was like, I thought that I used to live in a boring city, but it was not the case, no? And then in my race also happened like the same. What can we do? And we didn't knew. Of course, we knew like big events are happening, but we didn't knew like the small ones. So it began like a platform where you can meet people with the same interest. No, let's say if you have the same interest and you all want to be like zombie, there is a parade here. Or for example, Domingo here in Lima, he used to play soccer like once a week. And then when we were in Madrid, he was with the ball and he was like, I want to play soccer. And I was like, I'm very sure there are a lot of people that want to play soccer. And he was like, where are they? And I was like, I don't know, go to a park and start like asking people, do you want to play soccer? He was like, no, it's not like this. So I was like, I'm convinced that there are a lot of people here that also want to do the same thing as you.
Yeah.
But how do you put them together? So that's how Join Us started.
What year was this?
It was in 2012.
2012.
Yeah.
Okay. Had you? I think Meetup was around back then, right?
Yeah, Meetup was around like in San Francisco. We used Meetup in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
Or Peru or whatever. And it was something like that, no? When I started checking benchmark, I saw Meetup and I saw a lot of more or less particular. They have like something. For example, I saw in Madrid they have like Team Peak that is like for sports, and maybe you have Meetup. Then I saw you have Eventbrite if you wanna like create an event. Then, of course, you have like ticketing platforms, I don't know, Ticketmaster, and you have a lot of things around.
So you had an idea for your thesis then, right? And what was the output of the thesis? Like, it was a document.
Yeah, at the end, it was like let's say a document, like, I don't want to say like a paper that I put into my drawer, because it was like a USB that I put into my drawer or it stay in the computer, because most of the theses are like this.
Yeah.
But
this was the foundation.
Yeah, it was like that.
For Join Us.
Yeah.
Everything was laid out in there.
Yeah, not as specific as we are now, but it was like something. But like in paper or in the Word, in the computer, you can create whatever.
Now,
but from that to the reality, it was like a complete different idea.
Was Domingo your husband at that time?
No, he was my
boyfriend. Okay, so did he also have a thesis required?
Yeah, but his thesis was an object, a design object.
I see. Okay.
So then I can send you information about that.
No, it was my question. It would have been, well, how did you decide which thesis to implement, right? Because if he also had an idea similar to Join Us or an idea.
No, because he did his master was in European Design Lab, and his thesis had to be a product. So they create a product, and if you have the product there and you can check it, and that's it.
I see. Okay. So
my thesis was this project.
Yeah.
Say.
So from your thesis project, what was the next step that you took with Domingo?
Well, then I saw how, for example, most of my friends had to return to their countries, and they didn't want to, because we were so happy living in Madrid, and we have created this family. For my luck, I have that. I'm also Italian, and Domingo is also Italian, so we didn't have to be out of leave Madrid like immediately. So my plan was to get a job there. So when I finished everything, I wanted to work there. But we have a problem, because Spain they had a crisis, and of course, as you know, in a crisis, design is not that important. They were not constructing buildings or stores or whatever, because they have to focus in health and food, So it was a little bit difficult to get a job like there in some design fields because of this crisis. And then we start checking what should we do. And we talked with our moms, I remember, and they told us, why don't you come, like, be here, see the family. You have like two, a niece and a nephew news, and you don't know them, and rest maybe for 2-3 weeks, and then to start thinking what to do. So we were like, okay. We were like, yeah, okay, let's do that. So I remember doing my backpacks and everything, and I was, should I return the apartment? And should I go and then I'm gonna come back, or I should I go with everything? It was like, it was like funny. But then I decided, okay, let's get the apartment and let's figure out there what to do. So we see all the family. Of course, my previous boss, she had a coffee with me and she was like, okay, we want you back in the office. And I'm like, okay, and you will have this. Like, it was like a super big, an important position and everything. And I was like, wait, I don't even know what I'm going to do. And she was like, okay, think it. If you want to do whatever, just please check that you have this in the table. No, and I was like, thank you, that's amazing. And then every day I woke up. I remember I wanted to live in a different country. I was like bipolar, no? And I was like, maybe we should move to Dubai. So I started checking jobs in Dubai, architecture or whatever. Then I saw, no, Dubai, whatever. Then the next day, London. I want to live in London. So I started checking. And then Germany. And I was like a little bit bipolar, really. And Domingo was like, okay, whatever you want to do, I'm okay. And I was like, I also have this thesis project here in one spot of my brain. Like, I don't know, like sometimes it came up and it's like, you should do this, you should do this. And I was like, no, it's maybe I really haven't figured out what to do. And then when I got this from Jambal, I also put like my thesis project, living abroad and everything. And I don't know why this was like I don't know, the worst scenario ever, because it's like diving into a pool. You don't know if it has water. You don't have the money. You have to, I don't know, you want to rent an apartment and have a lot of things. And it was like no money, no whatever. This Jamba project, it was very secure. It was amazing. And then I was like, okay, I should pick this one, the join us project. And they were like, why? My family, and they all were like, you have this cool, amazing position. You can do this, and you want to do this from scratch, from nothing, and be like more or less a homeless. And I was like, yes, I have to do it. And they were like, why? And I was like, because I know that I have to, like, I don't know, fail or whatever, but I have to cross this from my list, because I know I wouldn't live like in peace. Like, for example, here in 5 years, thinking what will happen if, no, what would be different if so yeah. I prefer to fail. I thought maybe I was gonna fail, but I need to cross it from my list so I can live in peace.
But what did Domingo say when you told him this?
He says, I believe in this project. I love it. I want to also do it. And I was like, oh my God, but now we're both, I don't know, for example, when you're two, I think it's better that one brings stability and the other one is like looking around. But when we are two, it was like, oh my God, this is going to be like even more difficult, because the two of us were going to do this project, and we're not going to have money for renting an apartment, or maybe, I don't know, doing a lot of things that we want to do. But he was like, I want to do it, because Domingo is, he's more like this. He has this artist soul. Everything is about like what he loves and design, and he don't care about the money. He can live under a bridge. No. So that's the reason he said, I don't care. I want to do it this with you. And I was like, okay, then I need like the third one, no, to get a team, because now I have like, I can check everything about strategy and the you can do everything about like operation, sales, and UX, UI, and we need like the third partner that has to be the one that knows about tech, no, how to program,
CTO.
the CTO. So we had a friend, but he was going to leave. He was leaving. He was hired in Seattle, and he was just waiting for some papers.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went because I remember we have these 3 team pictures. Here was me, Domingo, and we have a question mark here. No, we went to this friend and say, we have this project, we want to do this, and we're looking for this one. Who do you think we can, I don't know, hire or get into the team?
So you asked your friend?
We didn't ask for him because he was leaving to Seattle. He was like hired. So we asked, who do you think we can like start looking? And he was like, I want to do it. We're like, what? But you're leaving? No, I want to do it. I also believe in this, and let's do it. And we were like, but how is this gonna work? Because you're gonna move and and he said, I don't care about that. Like, we will figure out in that moment. I really believe in this project and I want to do it. So the 3 of us start doing it. Everything.
What year was this?
2013. Because, yeah, I returned in like March of 2013, and we started like with this idea, no? And then we start doing everything from scratch. We started creating the platform, the UX, interviewing people, doing events. I remember we did the first free event. It was like very funny because well, when we start doing this, we saw about this Guaira and Telefonica, and I checked, maybe we can apply, no? Because it's an important brand that you can hide behind and they give you money. So we apply. It was like very funny because I saw the other projects and everything, and they have like an MVP, and we didn't have anything. We were working on that. So I remember that in the last funnel, when we were pitching into that last one that was the work, because we passed, but at the end I realized that we're not gonna pass with a paper. So the day before that, I decided with Domingo and Alfredo, no, we have to open something. The people tomorrow has to enter into a web and something has to appear. And they were like, are you crazy? We don't have anything. And I was like, no, I don't care. I'm going to take it how, because I need something like conversion or whatever. So what we did is like, we put like a landing, leave your mail, no, and a nice picture. And I talked with some prensa, how do you say?
Press.
With some press, and I like and they launched like an interview or something like that about join us. Like, imagine that our pitch was at 12 and they launched it at 10 a.m. And I remember a lot of people came in. Of course, we were in a server that we pay $1, so it was a complete mess. My team was like, look what you have done. Now we don't have a web. This is a complete mess, and we're gonna speak about this. And I was like, no, I think it's a good problem that we're having now. So when I spoke about that, and I was like, well, we have this is a website. It was so amazing that 35% of the people that check about it, they register. We have their mail. It was amazing because it collapsed. And now we, for example, need the money of Telefonica because we need better servers and everything. So I like di la vuelta, like turn around everything bad and see and put it as an opportunity. So at the end we get in and we were like, oh my God, we're in, yeah. So they gave us like this the co-working space, and it was amazing because you start working with other people that are in the same as you, and you contribute and help each other. I remember also they gave us some money and we didn't spend it for like 9 months because we were like, no, we can do everything bootstrapping. So the 3 of us did everything. And we were like, but we have this money. It's like, why we aren't spending it? And then we were like, no, because we want to spend it in something that we really know that if we put $1, you have to multiply, but whatever. So we started growing. We did our first event that was a free event because we didn't have like payment gateways. And I remember Domingo created, and he was like, "Okay, it's gonna be like a walk in downtown Lima to check the architecture and to meet people. 20, we said like 20 people, and then the people start booking."
Mm-hmm.
And a friend of us, that is an architect, he saw his name and he didn't know about it. And he was like, "Why is my name in this event on Saturday, whatever, at 4 p.m.? And we were like, "Nika, don't have people there, so we have to do it." So he was like, "Okay, I will do it. It sounds amazing." And it was a paseo, like a walking ride
Mm-hmm.
in downtown in the Plaza San Martin. And then I remember we went. It was like at 4 p.m. and we went, and it was like 3 p.m. and the plaza was so crowded because there was a huelga. How do you say, like a stroke? Huelga. Like people were there. I don't know.
A strike. I mean, like manifestation?
Yeah, a manifestation about nothing, but it was with a lot of people, and I was like, "Oh my God, where are the 20 people that I need?" So we started like laughing. "Join us! Is someone from China?" It was like, oh my God, so funny.
You didn't know about the strike there?
No, of course. It was like, I don't know. So we were there, and then how we identify the people. And we were like, oh my God. So I remember we do it like, we start shouting, "Join us!" And then we got 18 together, and then we do the walk, and it was amazing because they were like, "Huh? Why are you here?" And for example, one was, "No, I didn't have anything to do, and I thought it was interesting. I'm a lawyer." And yeah, "But you want to know about architecture?" And he was like, "Yeah, of course, why not? I want to be here and meeting people, no?" Then, and a lot of people, and they were, "How are you here? Or why?" "No, because I don't know. I have a friend that has a blog, and I saw it, and I don't know, to make friends."
For you, was that validation that there was opportunity
Yes,
in that model?
yes. And people want to do things, no? More things than go to a cinema or eat. But the problem was that, and a lot of events like this happen, but it's like you are alone trying to tell people, "Hey, I'm doing this. Who wanna come in?" Maybe, for example, here we have a lot of, I don't know, free conferences, but people they didn't know about that, no. And it's like, if you want to know how to import from China, you can now enter into Join Us, put China, and there's a free conference that is, I don't know, that is gonna be this day. Now you have this. In that time, you didn't. So we created this event. We came into a platform. We put like meeting points. How should we recognize? I remember that. Then we did our first pay event, and it also was like very funny. So I remember like collecting. It was an effort, a big effort, because we created the event and collecting the money, and we didn't have like all the pay methods, and we were also charging people in the door. And then I give like the organizer in an envelope his money, and he was like, because he was from USA, and he was with the envelope like this, like laughing. "This is the first time someone paid me like this." No, and I was like, "Sorry, that's what I have." And it was funny because he went that day with all the guy from the conference to a casino and put everything like he gambled in. And I was like, oh my God, I was working for this like 3 weeks. I thought
He spent it in an evening.
yeah, because it was for him, I guess it was like, but I remember sewing that, and I was like, oh my God, all my work. But it was cool. It was amazing. So we started doing it because then we realized all the problems that organizers have. No, at the beginning we want to gather these people that have the same interests, and then we saw also that organizers maybe sometimes they need to charge because they need to pay things. They didn't know how to charge. They didn't know how to collect like the money. They didn't know how to do PR or digital marketing. They were like so alone. And when we did these events, we did it to learn what are their needs, and also we start like asking, what do you need? What do you need more? Like most, and then we start doing everything.
So at first you tried to solve your own problem, which
Yes.
was, what can I do other than go to the movies,
Yeah, of
go
course.
out to eat? Other people must have the same challenge.
Yeah.
And then you validated that with these events, first free and then paid. And then from there, you started switching more towards event management, right? For
Yeah.
event organizers. But up until that point, you or Domingo or the other co-founder, no one had experience organizing events,
No,
right?
of course not. I'm an architect. I have experience maybe designer, but I didn't know any event in my life. Neither my birthday, nothing. But it was like a complete new thing. But yeah, it started growing because we start like uh seeking and see it, it's a whole mess. How can we help you? How can we help you? How can we do it better? So we start like doing this. That's, yeah, it was like, I had this problem. My friend had this problem. I want to solve it. Why? I don't know, but I want to solve it because I see an opportunity, and we didn't think about, oh, we're doing a startup and we are gonna get money or exit, or no, we just wanted to solve a problem, and we keep doing this because we still have a lot of things that we're trying to solve. No, so we started with small events, then they came the medium events, and now we're doing like massive events. No, for example, last year we had the whole mass, and it was for 1.5 million people. And
1.5 million people. That's been the largest event that you
ever in Peru. No, it was the largest event that in all, the whole history of Peru, and we did it. No, so we started like trying to solve how do we do it like better. So that's actually that's what where we work. And yeah, of course, now that we're doing small events, medium events, also big events, they see us, oh, this startup is so cool, it's amazing, it's like they're doing this, but we have been working like for years, like under the light, let's say it. That's the reason now you can see in the ecosystem, or if you go maybe outside, it's amazing that someone knows about join us. No, it feels like, oh my God. I remember like 2 weeks ago, I have a wedding, and I like book a time because I wanted to get my nails done. Because I used to have more time before joining us, and now it's like, oh my God, I don't know why, but I wanted to get my nails done for the wedding. It was like, just this. I don't need more time. So I was here. It was like Friday, 7 p.m. And I remember like I went to the team, please, I will be back in 30 minutes. No, because we were like doing a lot of things. And then I went, and I was like this, no? I also remember asking if two ladies can help me because I need to get out soon. No, one for each hand. But they were like, are you crazy? It's one lady for the both hands. So I went like this. Okay. And then there was a girl here that was talking with a girl over there, and they were like, talking, did you book your ticket for the concert? And she was like, yes, of course, I booked it today. That they launched it because I have an discount or whatever. And when is the concert? And she was like, let me check. So she entered into her cell phone, and I was like sneaking like this, no, like this. And then I saw like he entering to join us as she saw her ticket, and I was like, no, inside my head. And she was like, yeah, I bought it through join us. And okay, give me the link, I'm gonna also buy. And they were doing this, and I was like in the middle. feeling so happy and smiling. Maybe they think I'm weird because I was looking at them smiling.
Did you tell them?
No.
You didn't tell them
No,
the connection?
but then when she bought it, then the other one is, then I asked him, I remember asking her, oh, you bought it in China? And he was like, yes, it's so cool because you do it like so quickly. And I asked her, do you like Join Us? And he was like, yeah, I really like it. And I was like, yeah, I really like it too. It's super cool, no? And I was happy, and I came here and I tell that history into all the team. And they were like, did you tell you created it? And I was like, no. I was so happy because she's using it. She was like happy. Then I'm happy. I don't. They were like, but you should tell her. And I was like, for what? No, I prefer to know what she really thinks about that. And then they were laughing that day. But yeah.
Yeah. So was that the first time that had ever happened to you?
No, but not like this. For example, sometimes when I say, where do you work? I work in Join-Us. It's cool. They told me something, no, but they don't know maybe I'm the co-founder or the CEO.
They just know that you work there, huh?
Yeah, I said I work there, no, and they are like, I know Join-Us. I have this or whatever. But it was the first time that I see like this interaction, and by then in that same time, like the tickets, and they didn't knew about me, and I was between these two ladies, and I saw how she was buying and everything, no?
Do you think if you had told them that you were the CEO and that you had to get back to work, they would have assigned you another technician for your hands?
No, because the one that were speaking they were clients. The clients were the one that were.
Oh, they weren't the workers there.
No, the workers, they were working, and the lady one with the lady two, they were clients. They have like, I don't know, 25 and 30 years, and they were like talking like,
Are those typical ages of your customers for Join-Us?
yeah,
25, 30 years
we
old?
target a lot into millennials. No, it's why? Because at the beginning, of course, they are the ones that are very, very, very tech. No, so it's not that hard to explain it how you take it and everything. They just get it. Sometimes when we have event for older people here in Peru, it's a little bit complicated because they don't get it that much. No.
When you say millennials, do you mean like people aged 23 to 38?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, we have that's everything that we do, our communication and how we speak and how our look and feel and everything is like targeting to millennials. Of course, we have like maybe event for people that have 50, but the way that we speak and everything, it's targeted for millennials.
So then, looking ahead, what is in store for the future of Join-Us? Because you've brought us from the very seed of the idea up until present day.
Mm-hmm.
So what's next for Join-Us?
Well, this year we just opened Colombia. I thought this was gonna like maybe be a little bit easier, but since I started taking everything from zero with lawyers, we created a company. I'm like, oh my God, it's like all over again. No, we're nobody in this country, and we have to start from zero. No, but of course, what we have done in, for example, 3 years, we have a plan and we have to do the same because now we know how to do it, and then we have to do that in, I don't know, 1 year, for example. So we have to short the time. But it was like, oh my God, it's so like from scratch here, you know?
How?
We're shortening times.
Yeah.
We're nobody there, no? And we are planning to open Mexico at the end of this year, and it's going to be like the same. So we're like checking how everything works, about our process and everything. How do we open another country? And then we want to like take just be a little bit more stronger to open also into Mexico. And then I think, of course, the first time is complicated, everything, because you're
Sure.
like, how should I do it? Oh, but then the second, the third is like, I hope more,
How-
finding more quickly.
How did you decide to open Colombia first instead of Mexico?
Well, first we check everything about the countries, and we were like checking which one is the best strategy, because you can have like countries with a tiny market but less competence, or you can have like this super big market that is Mexico with, of course, a lot of competition there. So it's like, what should we do? What is the best strategy? So we were, of course, in blank, and we have to decide it. And we decided, okay, let's start it with the Alianza del Pacífico that we have Chile, Colombia, Peru, and Mexico. We start with Colombia actually because we had an opportunity there. We are working there with Redeban, that it's this gateway to pay credit and debit card. So they need like a platform from all their events or whatever. So we create a white label solutions. So we started with that. So the opportunity, like a little bit, like start taking us into, okay, it makes more sense because we're doing this, and in Colombia.
Yeah.
So we knew a little bit more about how's the market and everything about that. So we decided, let's take this opportunity and go first here. And then when we got more experience in opening a country, we can do the third one, that we wanted to be Mexico.
Mexico. Really, really fascinating to hear about how you looked at the opportunities. And then, of course, there was some initial pull in Colombia, like you said.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like we have mentors, of course, and it's super good because you can talk with them and they can help you. The only thing that they all think so different. So it's like sometimes one say A, the other one say B, and then the third one say C, and you're all again alone. It's like, oh my God, what should I do? No, I'm trying to stay. I think it's this one because of this disease. Also, you have a little hunch. Also, you have like your booklet of what should I do or not do or
Sure.
everything. But at the end, it's like you have to create your own path.
On that theme of creating your own path, I would like to give you an opportunity to share something with the listeners that I haven't asked you yet. So it can either be something about you, your personal experience. It can be something about Join Us, about Lima, about Peru, Latin America, or if you'd like to share something, for example, what's the best advice that you've gotten? This is the time to do that.
Well, actually, a lot of people, I think they have a lot of ideas. But for me, and this is like, really the idea is nothing less than 1%. You really have to do it and start like putting your hands and your brain and your effort into your idea. Because a lot of people think that, I don't know why they saw the Facebook movie, this social media movie, and they think, I have an idea, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be millionaire in 1 year, and I'm gonna be my own boss, and I'm gonna be working from the beach, and I'm gonna have time to travel and to do this. And I'm like, really, really, do you think that? Of course, I would love to know of that. If you create something and then in a year you're like in a beach, like doing a little bit of work from your computer and you're traveling or wherever. If that happened, it's amazing. But it's not it's maybe one in a million, no? The thing is that if you want something or you have an idea, you have to really work. So as you saw this commercial that I show you, it's like of Michael Phelps, it's not that he's the first one and the champion or whatever, because he's working day and night and a lot to be a champion. It's not like luck. You have a lot of components, but you have to work hard. So nothing. If you have an idea, the idea is 1%. Doing it and the getting into it is a 99%. No, so if you have an idea and you really want to do, start doing and stop talking about it.
There you go. There's no substitute for hard work.
Yeah.
On that note, thanks so much, Carolina. It was a pleasure to hear about how you first started in one career and kind of transitioned to another. And here we are today at Join Us. So certainly be looking forward to your expansion in Colombia and eventually.
Yeah, of course. Let's see how it works. No, it's not gonna be easy, but we are there. We think that what we have had created a lot of opportunities here in Peru, and now a lot of users are like, for example, are happy. No, they can know what to do. I dream of being this Netflix of events. So maybe showing you what events you might actually like to go. And for example, this is why we're working, no, not to buy tickets. It's like, for example, when I receive a mail from all the platforms or whatever that I'm only happy when I receive one from Netflix, because they recommend something that when I see it, I really like it. And I love this, and I don't feel like they are trying to sell me something. They are trying to help me in discovery, for example, what to see.
Yeah.
And then they nail it. So that's what I want to do with Join Us. No, I don't want you to go into the web and start looking. I want you to recommend what actually you will love. No, if it's a concert, a festival, a lecture, or whatever, it's like that's what we're working.
So there you have it. If you're in Peru or if you're coming to Peru, check out Join Us.
Yeah.
Until next time, take care.
Okay.
I opened this episode with the question, what should I do with my life? Carolina's experience is only one journey along the way toward answering that question. Today, there are more paths than ever, but you might find the best path for you is the one you create for yourself. I appreciated Carolina's honesty and representation of her considerations in making decisions at important junctures in her life. Thank you, Carolina. I hope you'll join me next week when we sit down with the co-founder and CEO of a startup that helps its restaurant, retail, and telecom industry customers to efficiently manage the maintenance schedules of their assets. Thanks for listening.